Guys, we don't get too many Thanksgiving horror movies. I mean, we got Halloween, Christmas, even St. Patty's Day, even Valentine's Day. We all have a horror movie to look forward to each of those holidays, really, except Thanksgiving. And yeah, people might, say Thanksgiving itself is a horror movie, which is kind of true. But this movie that I'm discussing today kind of talks about that. Let's get into it.
I like it spooky.
Hey, what's up, horrorheads? Welcome back to my channel, and today we are talking about Blumhouse's Into the Dark series from Hulu called Pilgrim.
You're having pilgrims here? That's a full reenactment of the first Thanksgiving. This doesn't feel right.
You have a wonderful family. We are here to show you what you have. Are you grateful? Happy Thanksgiving!
Families are still important in America.
What are you afraid of? It's just Thanksgiving.
Why nobody talks about this? I understand that it's not a big budget, a big feature presentation movie, but this movie deserved to be talked about. I feel like this is the closest to Thanksgiving horror that we got so far. And before I get on with this review, guys, please make sure you hit that thumbs up button at the bottom of this video. That helps out with the algorithm that's going on in YouTube to help people find my videos more and then put it out there in the YouTube world and all that fun stuff. So hitting that like button is definitely important. I appreciate it, guys. And also, if you're new to this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and welcome to Bobby Likes the Spooky. So Pilgrim is about a woman who hires these reenactors to produce an authentic, real first Thanksgiving to make her family better and get them in good graces because they're not doing so well. So once she hires these actors, the teenage daughter Cody is not really feeling them too well because they're staying in the house, changing things up, and things take a dramatic and drastic turn, and it's not the Thanksgiving that they wish and hope for. Pilgrim is another installment into the Dark series where they do a holiday episode each month throughout the year, or sometimes they're not all holiday, but usually they are. And some of them are great and some of them aren't. And as looking at the reviews for this film, a lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about it, but personally, I really enjoyed this film. And this is not just your typical slasher, bloody horror film and, Pilgrims going crazy. So we got this protagonist named Cody, who's played by Rain Edwards, getting everybody together, letting them know the true meaning behind Thanksgiving. And at first she comes off a little snobbish and sassy. You like, oh, she's just one of those uppity teenagers that just want to get on your nerves and you just want her to get killed off right away. But you end up liking and rooting for her. At least I did, because she was the only one that had some brains and intelligence in this movie. And she already has this beef with her stepmom because she's not feeling the holiday, for one. The reason why she's not feeling the holiday is because when she was a little girl, her real mom walked out on her dad, on Thanksgiving. So she already got a beef with, the holiday because of that. And then second, she got the stepmom that you could tell that she already wasn't getting along with from the beginning. And the stepmom, Anna, is trying to mend their family and have a better relationship with Cody. So she decides to hire these pilgrims, these fake pilgrims, to reenact the first Thanksgiving. And Cody's kind of getting her together because she's like, first of all, the first Thanksgiving is trash. That's pretty much the Native American genocide. Like, what are you talking about? None of the Pilgrims and the Native Americans got along. They pretty much colonized their whole entire land. So why do you want to recreate something like that? The mom is just like, I just want to get the family, back together as far as, gratefulness. And, she's trying to do the whole happy thing. Cody's not feeling it. She's being a sassy teenager. She's not feeling the whole entire thing. These reenactors end up coming and turning that house upside down, just changing things, to getting rid of the light bulbs in the house because they want to reference back in the olden days and kind of get that real feeling. And the mom and father is just going along with it. The little brother doesn't really know any better because he's a kid, so he thinks this is all fun. And Cody is the only one that just feels like everything is just weird. She's like, you got these strangers living in our house, changing everything, and you guys are okay with it? This is not cool. You do not know these people. And in my opinion, it's okay if you're gonna do that, even though I wouldn't have done that, but if it was to happen, they would have to come on the day of Thanksgiving and the time we were having dinner, and once dinner is over, they would have to go. Nobody's staying, you know, days leading up to Thanksgiving or days after Thanksgiving. You got to go. So I don't understand why these parents just go ahead and let these people roam around the house, and Cody's the only one with some goddamn sense in this movie. So you got this fake ass pilgrim named Ethan, who's played by Peter Gillies. He is actually an effective actor. Like, he does a great job, you know, taking his job very seriously. And what I mean by that, he seems like a real pilgrim, how he's acting. And you kind of get, not even a backstory, but he kind of referenced back in his time where he just did not have a great Thanksgiving. So I kind of think this is the reason why he's doing this thing. And then he got his other friend with him named Patience. And right off the bat, when I first seen both of these guys, like, Ethan was a bit serious, like he introduced himself, but Patience, she just seems very sinister right from the start. Like, at least Ethan cracks a smile a little bit and kind of have a little bit more of a personality. Patience is just disturbing off the bat. She does not break character, nor does Ethan, but I'm more scared of Patience. These two people is just turning things upside down, just messing everything up. And like I said, Cody's the only one with some sense. The mom, again, is going along with the plans. The dad is sitting there just worrying about his job and business and just not all there. And Cody's like, I got to get out of this house or figure things out. So it's an interesting film, guys. So the whole first act of this film, Cody is pretty much being sassy and bitchy, like I was saying, but everything that she says out her mouth is the truth. Like, you can't get mad at her because everything she says is the truth. Like, she talks about the first Thanksgiving, how, you know, it's just not like what it seems to be, and you got like these pilgrims coming into this house flipping things upside down, and it kind of mimics real life, you know what I mean? Because that's what happened to the Native Americans. They came over, took their land, flipped everything over, and just kind of flipped the story and made it seem like they got along, and then it just got out to the rest of the world like they just lived this big happy life. And in this movie, these pilgrims come to this house and literally do the same thing. Flip things upside down, take things, pretty much trying to take over the whole entire property and take over people's lives. Colonizers. And it's just all too much. It's just all too much. Like, this is the worst Thanksgiving ever. And this is all the stepmom's fault. It's all her fault because she decided to, you know, try to fix their family. That's what therapists are for. You know what I mean? You go see a therapist after Thanksgiving or whatever. You don't hire, you know, these strangers to stay at your house and just mess everything up and flip everything. This whole first act, you're trying to learn what's going on with these pilgrims. They being shady. They're just doing weird, crazy things. And then the whole third act, it just flips. Things are chaotic, people are dying, people are losing their heads, blood is splattering everywhere. Things are just not what you think they was going to be in the beginning of this movie. The only thing I can really agree with in this movie is that, you know, these pilgrims are here to make them grateful for the things that they have, because not everybody has the privilege that they have here. The pilgrims is trying to teach them a lesson to make them more grateful about things they have in their life. So it's just like, I'm completely not on the Pilgrim side at all because they're complete trash. But I understand what the mom was trying to do. It's just becoming very chaotic at this moment, and it's just too much. Also, looking at some of the ratings and reviews, a lot of people don't like this last act because they felt like it was just too much and rushed, and it makes a complete turn. And it does take a complete turn, for me, in a good way, because if it kept going the pace that it was going, then it's just like, I don't know how it would come from that. This is a Blumhouse Into the Dark movie on Hulu. It's not a serious type of movie. Like, you have aspects in the movie that is kind of serious, but like I said, it's a Into the Dark series. There's only so much you can do in this movie here. One thing I will say though is the score in this movie is great. I love the scoring here, and it sounds very familiar to me when I was listening to it. So I had to hop on to Google and see who composed the music in this movie, and it was Douglas Pipes. Douglas Pipes did the music for Trick or Treat and Krampus, and I love both of those scores in both of those movies. So I knew that he had to do this because he has some similarity there. You just know how you hear somebody's stuff and it sounds familiar, and then you have to just make sure it's them and it's really, you know. So Douglas Pipes is amazing. I'm so happy that he actually did the score for this, and he's doing another holiday movie. He did Trick or Treat, Halloween, Krampus, Christmas, and now Pilgrim, Thanksgiving. The only thing I wish who was a part of this was Michael Dougherty. Being as though that he's doing holiday films like Krampus and Trick or Treat, I feel like he would have done an amazing job doing Pilgrim. He probably would have had his own Michael Dougherty touch in it or whatever, but, you know, wishful thinking. So maybe in the future he'll tackle a Thanksgiving movie, and then we'll have Douglas Pipes back, and it'll just be amazing. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, the scoring here is pretty great. The third act is just bonkers. It's crazy. It's a crazy, I'm not even want to say a crazy twist. It's an interesting twist. I don't want to give that part away. I just want you guys to watch the movie. But there was one awkward scene in here to me, actually two awkward scenes. One scene should have been left completely out the movie. I felt at this point the movie was dragging too long and it was just like a filler. So there's a scene in the movie where Cody is eventually captured and she's at the dinner table and she ends up escaping and then she's back at the dinner table. I felt like the first time when she escaped, they should have left that completely out and just kept her at the dinner table, because what happens at the last scene while they're at the dinner table, things become chaotic and crazy and just blood and just vomit and just a whole bunch of craziness happening there. So I felt like they should have left that one scene out when she escaped the first time. Another part that was crazy to me was the music at the dinner table scene. There was a church choir song playing that I feel like did not fit well with that scene. It was really odd to me, and after watching it a second time and the third time, I'm just like, it's still a little weird to me. Maybe if they put that song somewhere else in the movie, it would have fit, but with that particular scene, it just did not fit well with that scene, in my personal opinion. It was really odd, so I don't know why they put that church choir music in that part. They should have just put some dramatic score and just made your adrenaline go and just kind of just made it, you know, crazy for us to watch. But overall, guys, Pilgrim is a fun movie. I can watch this every Thanksgiving. It's not incredibly long and it's not a terrible movie. Like, there's things that can be fixed and there's things that they could just rewrite. I feel like they just needed to rewrite certain scenes in this movie. So other than that, I feel like it was a pretty good movie. It's better than a lot of Thanksgiving horror movies we got out there now. And just another thing I like about this movie as well is that it's based on a true story. Not necessarily people being killed and stuff. I do believe the writer of this film, when he was a kid, had an actor dressed as a pilgrim come to his family dinner to reenact the first Thanksgiving or something like that. And just that alone is terrifying. Like, I don't know, like, if you have strangers coming to your house and flipping things upside down and just being sketchy and just weird and, you know, just acting and never break character at that, that's horror to me. You know what I mean? Horror is just not all about slashers and paranormal and ghosts and stuff. This is a different type of horror. It's crazy people, you know, terrorizing your family in your house. And sometimes it's your family's fault. In this case, it was their family's fault. Also Cody's fault too, but I'm not going to tell you that part as well. But in my opinion, it was the family's fault for just inviting them in the first place. And also, if you're Into the Dark fan, Puka makes an appearance in this movie. You guys never seen Puka before? It's like the holiday Christmas version of a killer demonic doll or something like that. There's two Puka movies that you guys should check out. I like the second one a little bit better, but Puka makes an interesting appearance in this movie. So they're all sharing the same universe, which is pretty awesome. So I give Pilgrim a 2.5 out of a 5. Again, I enjoyed the movie. Not the best. A lot of problems with it, but I also enjoy it, and it's just fun to watch during Thanksgiving. I don't find really much of a problem with it watching around this time. It's not the best horror type of holiday movie or Thanksgiving movie, but it will do for now. So yes, a 2.5 out of a 5. And guys, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, please give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I really appreciate it, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. Show your boys some love, and thanks again, guys. Also, happy Thanksgiving, and don't forget to be grateful and share the love with your family and spend the time with your family, and be safe, because that's what Thanksgiving is all about, guys. Spending time with your family and your loved ones and your friends and just having a good time and just being thankful and grateful, and take some time to learn the real history behind Thanksgiving. And like I said, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.